Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers got their next 3 games at home. The first guest in town is none other than Zion Williamson and the Pelicans. These two teams just faced off a few days back. CJ McCollum knocked down a career-high 11 three-pointers. He's right back at it, this time in Philadelphia, knocking down the 3. But this time, the Sixers had more of a response. James Harden caps off a 6-0 run. And how about Tyrese Maxey finding his way back in that Philadelphia offense? He goes and 1. Zion with a response for his Pelican squad. A lot of left-hand action in this one. You got Zion taking care of business for the Pelicans. James Harden doing Harden-like things for the Sixers. I've always envied left-handed people. It always feels like it would be cool to be left-handed. Anywho, Joel Embiid with the big-time block. Back to the left, he's putting in work. I'm pretty sure James Harden either traveled or carried. It wasn't called. He gets the N1 there. Right before the half, the Pelicans put together a 6-0 run of their own. They cut their halftime deficit down to a manageable 5. In the third, Embiid imposes his will on this basketball game. Joel Embiid is having an MVP caliber season, and I don't think enough people are talking about him. His 740-point game is coming up really soon here. Zion got a bucket of his own, but back to the Embiid show. Who's stopping that? Embiid puts the Sixers up by 4. Who's stopping Zion? On the other end, how about injuries? The big fella tweaks his hamstring, would leave the game late in the third, and would not return. He's going to miss some time for New Orleans, reportedly. James Harden is healthy. He goes to the bucket and gets a deuce. And then how about Tyrese Maxey getting a deuce of his own? Philadelphia trying to put this one away with the Pelicans down a couple men. It's none other than Embiid with the N1. And then Joel Embiid in a given move to Harden. James had 27 and 8. Embiid drops 42 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. You just saw the last one of them as the Sixers get the home victory over the Pelicans, who lose the game, and Zion. Here we go again. Now you're telling me that he is just a friend. Zion Williamson right back where we started. He's injured again. He's going to miss about 3 weeks with that hamstring injury for the Pelicans, who were really rolling, by the way. I hate that for them. Brandon Ingram's been down a large part of this season, but we ain't been having to talk about him much because Zion has been balling. This is very sad. This is very sad for the Pelicans. And honestly, I don't know how you, as a franchise, put your trust in Zion being your number one. Now, here's what I think the Pelicans got to do. Now, I'm about to say a lot, right? Like, this is a lot, what I'm saying. They got to go out and get a great guard. Now, the Pelicans will likely get a pretty decent draft pick. We'll see what happens with my Lakers here. I got a feeling we're going to lose a lot of games here towards this All-Star break as we get closer there. And, you know, the Lakers got some tough games coming up on their schedule. So I do got a feeling my Lakers are going to fall backwards a lot. And if that does happen, Pelicans will have a really good pick. The Pelicans have a really good pick, but it ain't number one. But it's still top 5. There's some good players in this next year's draft. Obviously, Scoot's going to be a really good player, probably number 2 pick. If the Pelicans don't want to get Scoot, that number 2 pick can be something used to go get you a real guard in this league. Would the Wizards be interested in Bradley Beal for that number 2 pick? Just kind of start over with new direction. I don't know. I don't even want to put out some players because we got to see how the season unfolds. But I do believe the Pelicans got to go get a guard better than Zion. Zion can't be the face of the franchise, bro. He can't. He's the face of the franchise from the best talent they got. But here we go again. The injuries are piling. Another 3 weeks. We got to reevaluate Zion. Playing great ball. But even in his best season physically, he can't stay healthy. He cannot stay healthy. So the Pelicans got to reevaluate this thing and look at him. Ironically, they had the last guy you got to kind of reevaluate things with. They got to do this through the Anthony Davis prism. One of the reasons why the Lakers are failing right now is they built their team to only be good around Anthony Davis. The Pelicans got to find a way to be good when Zion's not there. And I know they got Brandon Ingram, they got CJ McCollum, they got star power up top, but they still got a lot of young guys that ain't making a lot of money right now. So there are ways to finagle around and try to get another. I think they need to have CJ on the ball as a point guard and go out and get another guard. I really do believe that, because putting all your eggs in the Zion basket, I'm not so sure if that's a good idea.